I need a guide called What to Do When You Don't Know How to Do Anything.
The following program is presented from personal experience. Use discretion when applying this advice. Hi everyone, welcome to this really informal chat about MAT137 at the University of Toronto. So I took that course 4 years ago. For some background, I am now about to graduate. Kind of reflecting, looking back on where I wish I had more guidance in my undergrad journey, and one of those areas is definitely getting through MAT137. So this is calculus with proofs. It's a mandatory course if you're studying computer science like I did, and it was very challenging in more ways than just academically.
Math literally freaking stinks.
If you are feeling similarly, if you're struggling through MAT137, here's what worked for me. I'm going to point through 4 essential tips that I know now that I wish I knew then. Stick around for number 4. I do think it's the most important.
I miss high school. High school was so easy.
Number 1, my first tip, don't freak out when you get your first 40%. This is the exact thing that everyone told me in high school would happen. I went to Ontario High School, which is an important background indicator. It's not as big of a deal as you feel in the moment. The main message here is to just not lose faith when things go astray. The best analogy I can think for this is that I'm learning to swim right now, and one of the biggest things they tell you in swimming is if you panic, you sink. Similarly, in this course, if you panic after you get a bad grade, you will sink. So just don't panic. It's okay. Everyone gets a 40 on their first problem set, except for the people who've been doing this for years. But if you went to Ontario High School and you get a 40 on your first problem set, that's like, congrats. That's great. You're doing great.
I'm really scared. I can't do math when I'm scared of math.
This leads into number 2, which is to find a smart, cracked, experienced problem set partner. Experienced is the best word there. Find someone who's been doing calculus with proofs for more than 2 months. There are people who were educated in high school outside of Ontario whose high school curriculum already covered this. And you want to partner up with someone who has that experience under their belt, because they will not be as surprised about it as you are. Even if you can't find an experienced partner, find any partner. Any partner is better than Han soloing MAT137. I tried to do the first 4 problem sets by myself, and I will show you the grades I achieved with that. It was not good. I had no idea what was happening. I was so lost. But after I found a problem set partner, everything opened up for the better. And that gave me the confidence to be able to study better for my in-person tests and exams. And in turn, I did better in that too. So just don't try and do this alone. It's not a solo feat. Tip number 3, at the midway point of this course, around mid-December, have an intervention with yourself. Ask yourself how your strategies are going. How are your grades? If you look at a trend that's being set here, are you going to get the grade that you want to in the end? And this midpoint check-in is very important, because chances are it's gonna be mid-December. You're not gonna be super happy. I was seasonally sad. I was homesick. I was academically defeated. I was just overall really unwell at this time.
I don't know what to do about it.
So it's a good time to be like, hey, how is this gonna work out? How are we gonna make this work? And I remember I called my sister around this time and I was like, hey, like, do you mind if I sleep on your couch for the rest of my life? Because I'm gonna fail this course, gonna not get into my program, gonna drop out of university, gonna have nowhere to go, and I'm gonna end up on your couch for the rest of my life. And she was like, girl, you need help. And I was like, do you think? We were able to kind of strategize a plan of how I was going to make this comeback from basically failing a course to then passing it. The greater message here is to find support. If you can't find the support from within, find it in your friends, in your family, and fellow classmates going through the same stuff as you. It doesn't really matter if these people know what you're going through. What matters is that they'll be there for you to tell you that it'll be okay, and to kind of give you that emotional support that's very necessary for a very challenging time in my life. It was very challenging for me.
I can't believe life just keeps getting harder from now on. This is horrible.
Number 4, last point, Strategize your comeback. After this midpoint intervention, make a plan. Be like, how am I going to get from a 45 to a 50 within the next 4 months? And that sounds really like low expectations, but like that's where I was. Something I will say here to make you feel better maybe is do not extrapolate this experience for the next 4 years of your university life. That was something I was doing, and I was kind of digging myself into a dark place because of it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be my entire life now. Like, I'm just gonna be stupid and dumb and depressed for the next 4 years of my life. I've never struggled as much as I have in that course, and I'm doing fine now. Oh yeah, back to the plan. So my 2-step plan was simple. Number 1, get a problem set partner, which I alluded to before. That solved half of my problems. Number 2, study the heck out of the final exam. If you can do well in the final exam, you can recover. The final exam is worth a lot. So it's an easy way to get yourself out of a hole if you've dug yourself into one.
Like, I'm just gonna fail this. Let's be real. I don't understand why they have to make it so hard.
My biggest tip to do well on the final exam is to study past exams. The content doesn't really change that much year to year. So if you just look at what's been done in the past and practice on that, keep going over them, try and find some solutions if you can to be able to compare your answers. That is the way forward. I have done that in every course since I've learned that for MAT137, and it's helped me exponentially. I'll give you my grades before and after my intervention to prove my point to you. So change is possible. And this is proof that it's not just all relying on someone else to give you good grades. I don't want that to be the main message here. I want the main message to be learn from your friends who are good at this and apply that knowledge to yourself and apply the extra time you gain from working with someone else to then polish up your own skills based on past tests. So those are all the tips. Those are the top 4 things I wish I knew when I was going through MAT137. And it's a brutal introduction to university, but I do see the benefit of putting students into such an unfamiliar environment where instructions are unclear. You've never done this before. You have no mental map of what to do. It requires extremely creative problem solving, and I consider myself a very creative person. I don't think it's just creativity. I think it is, have you seen this before? It's like leak code questions, honestly, which is annoying because I don't like that either. Besides the point, what was the point? There is a benefit to being exposed to such a scary environment as your first university test, but at the same time, you have to have some sort of foresight into knowing that it will get better. And it's hard when you simply do not have that foresight. So I'm here to give you it, and I'm here to tell you that it will get so much better if you just hold on. And even if it's by 2%, you gotta get through. You gotta get through that door. 52s get degrees. Did you know that? Like, just saying. Yeah, so if nothing else comforts you in this entire video, let it be that I passed this course with a 52%, and now I'm graduating with distinction, and I'm getting a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, and I feel very accomplished by that, and I have better coping mechanisms with struggle and loneliness now, and I feel generally happier. What more could a girl want? I hope you're okay. And if you aren't, send a message. I'm happy to help. My sister was definitely the reason I got through this course, so I'm happy to be that guiding figure for you if you don't have one. And you got this. Maybe I'm the only person who felt this way, but also there's absolutely no way I was the only person who felt this way. I just remember that was quite a pivotal moment for me, because I was no matter how hard I tried, no matter how many hours I put into this, it's just not enough. I lacked a lot of self-assurance at that time in my life, and I think a lot of people do. I think the feelings I went through are still very current and will probably always be current, because it's kind of just feelings that happen when you don't know what's going on, and that is a reoccurring theme in life, unfortunately. So my official title for this video is How to Survive MAT137 at U of T. Slash, what to do when you don't know how to do anything.